of them, all right? We're going to do this right now. Help me welcome to the stage, very funny guy, Mr. Christopher Martin. Give it up, guys.
This is a sad and painful night for me tonight. It's my line of doing stand-up comedy. Unfortunately, my Alzheimer's reached a point where I can no longer memorize my sets, so I hope you'll bear with me as I read this. I just swam in from the Gulf of Mexico, and boy, are my arms tired. Not to mention covered with oil. BP tried to stop the leak with a technique called a jump shot, where they pumped golf balls, shredded tires, and broken Obama campaign promises into the blowout preventer. BP no longer stands for British Petroleum, now it stands for Barack's problem. You might have to wait for the iPhone 4, maybe there's a cap for that. The oil spill is out of control. The other day my goldfish coughed up a tar ball. I was changing oil in my car and I found a dead pelican. It's the biggest oil slick to hit Louisiana since Little Richard's hair. BP has tried everything else to soak up the oil spill. It's time to take off the gloves and unleash the chia pets. I can't wait for the oil battered shrimp specials at Red Lobster. I was distraught when Dennis Hopper died. I bet serious money he would be the next movie star to check out, or perhaps I should say choke out, like David Carradine. Too soon? Sausage King Jimmy Dean is dead at 81. He had an unfortunate encounter with Grinder Girl. It was funny when I tweeted it. Dean wasn't cremated, so much for out of the frying pan and into the fire. It was an open skillet funeral service. Dean was buried in a giant biscuit smothered in gravy. People all over the South were mourning. The flag had been flying half-mast at Cracker Barrels all over. Gary Coleman was cremated. Unfortunately, a funeral attendant sneezed, so there wasn't any ashes left to scatter. What you call a cremation urn in Sudan, a minute bowl. Gun control advocates are upset because Starbucks allows people to carry guns in their stores. Now you can get 6 shots in your espresso instead of a double. According to the New York Times, the most expensive coffee bean in the world is excreted by a Southeastern Asian animal called the civet. It's just a matter of time before you can get a Frappuccino from Starbucks. Jamie Lee Curtis celebrated Father's Day. She was really surprised when all the gifts were for her. I took the activity challenge. It didn't turn me into a movie star with large breasts, so I asked for my money back. My psychic told me that joke would suck. Bad news, the FTC just forced Kellogg's to withdraw their claim that Rice Krispies boost your immunity system. They did so on the advice of their head nutritionist, Count Chocula. The good news is Rice Krispies now have 50% more crackle. UCLA psychiatrist has joined the board of directors of General Motors. This makes sense. People who buy GM cars will still be crazy, but at least they'll understand why. Anyone watching the World Cup? There's a fine line between narcolepsy and World Cup fever. Stand-up comedian Chelsea Handler was at the Landmark Theater Saturday. I like to think of Chelsea as a one-stick pony, like Lisa Lampanelli. And second thought, given that she slept with her boss at the E-Cable channel, maybe she's a one-trick pony too. Elton John just performed for $1 million at Rush Limbaugh's wedding. Apparently he also played piano. And I've got a couple of jokes that I've just written. We finally figured out why General Petraeus fainted at a recent congressional hearing. Apparently he had General Stanley McChrystal's foot in his mouth and he couldn't breathe. And they finally had the Hardy Fire in Arizona under control. It's a good thing it wasn't Ed Hardy Fire, because then they had to put douche nozzles on their hoses. Let that one sink in like the douche nozzle. That's my time. Thank you for your sympathy. My name is Chris Martin.